comments, and random views for different types of media platforms, websites, and or outlets to December's edition of my WWE Bullshit Flush. This is a monthly edition, as you can see right now, the 1st of December. So this is the beginning of this month's edition of WWE Bullshit Flush, where basically I address 6 WWE rumors and or topics and give my own personal feelings about it. And soon after I give those feelings about those WWE related topics directly or indirectly, I'll take off the bullshit and flush them down to sewer hell, toilet hell. So, without any further ado, let's start with the first topic. The first topic of this monthly bullshit flush address is the Y2J agenda. Now for the people that saw the Colt Cabana Art of Wrestling CM Punk podcast, you know that one of the things he said is the reason CM Punk didn't talk with anybody in the WWE company is because they were afraid that these guys would use CM Punk's story in a way to promote their podcasts, their projects, or whatever. And by mentioning that, he referenced Y2J and saying why Y2J didn't talk to him and all of that, and that became known as the Y2J agenda. Now, Y2J obviously addressed that in one of his app thingies called the whatever that he has on the internet also, that he addressed that he was very close friends with CM Punk. He did ask CM Punk to be on his podcast, but when he was actively on Raw, when he gave up the WWE, CM Punk, Chris Jericho asked him how he was doing, but he never mentioned why did he leave or and whatnot. He didn't have no agenda with CM Punk, and besides, and despite all CM Punk not speaking to him and whatnot, Y2J revealed that CM Punk still is a close friend of his in the wrestling business to this day. Now, I thought that Y2J response was very typical of his, very cordial, very sensical, very eloquent about, but in a certain way he revealed a bit of hypocritical or ironic, because Y2J did use the controversy surrounding him addressed by CM Punk in his podcast to promote his new hap thinking on the internet, that the people to know about that to download this hap or his thing called the Jericho or whatever, and he used that part of the controversy to promote his app, and he used that part of the controversy regarding CM Punk not talking to other guys as a way to promote, further explain the situation that CM Punk is into in his future podcast. So in a way, Y2J did exactly what CM Punk was afraid of, what CM Punk suspected about Jericho and other guys promoting his stuff. And so in a way that thing blew up for CM Punk, although CM Punk should be smart enough, and if he really wanted to put this out of his chest, he should have speak to Colt Cabana in private instead of releasing in public on the podcast. When you do that, you basically give enough ammo for many people to latch onto it and to cash in on that controversy with CM Punk. So in a way, Y2J, so in the way CM Punk's fears came to life, and Y2J played a part of it, just like I'm playing a part of it now by promoting Y2J's response to the CM Punk address in the Heart of Wrestling podcast. I didn't believe Y2J did that completely innocently, just like I'm admitting that I didn't do it innocently as well. We both out there to capture the attention of our public. In my case, what public? So, that's enough for that. McMahon Podcast 316. This is regarding the podcast interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin after Raw with Mr. McMahon or Vince McMahon. Now, regarding the podcast itself, if many people are looking to the tough questions and whatnot, I don't believe from the few podcasts I saw from Steve Austin that he had give me that kind of impression that he says no BS. I believe in a certain degree guys like Steve Austin, Jericho, and even Jim Ross, when addressing certain things about the WWE product, there's a little bias, little thing that I believe that says, hey, we don't want to be too harsh on the WWE or else we are gonna burn that bridge. I've seen it in Ross, Jericho and Ross, and Stone Cold Steve Austin podcasts. So, to me, the McMahon podcast, it's entertaining in itself because it's not every day we see McMahon in an interview, especially in a podcast. So in a way, Stone Cold Steve Austin and McMahon podcast should be interesting, should be very cool to listen for those that like the Steve Austin podcasts. Mainly, I'm not that fan of these kind of podcasts, but it's gonna be interesting, but probably not in a way that you maybe expect to see. That's enough about that. And now is the WWE Bad Rock movie. This is regarding something that I believe WWE made the DVD selling Blu-ray that involves WWE with the Flintstones, and I gotta to say this: WWE doing movies on their own in the studio, that's fine, making their own stories. When they use big names of legends like legend cartoons like the Flintstones and Scooby-Doo, that kind of diminishes. It's like, man, my WWE sucks right now, and they're using the big cartoon name classics to fuel WWE's products along. That's just tasteless. And that's about that. If WWE do their own movies, that's fine, but they rely on big classic names to promote their product and to promote their studios. That to me just is tasteless. The next one is Survivor Ziggler. Regarding that, Ziggler was a sole survivor of Survivor Series, and he by putting an end to an authority. Now, I do like that Ziggler's getting this kind of recognition by the WWE. I wish the WWE would capitalize on this story a little better so that Ziggler could be properly promoted and maybe play a little Princess Cinderella kind of story with the Royal Rumble and maybe WrestleMania. But one thing that I didn't like about this was Ziggler just lost, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, just lost the Intercontinental Championship to Luke Harper. I'm supposed to believe that Ziggler survived, was the sole survivor, if he just lost the Intercontinental Championship to an unknown guy, a little bit unknown, a secondary guy like Luke Harper, which compared to Ziggler, already being a world champion, lost the title to him. You see what I'm getting at? That was a bit stupid. The next one is Twin Stupidity. Twin Stupidity is regarding that we are now supposed to ignore that Nikki Bella and the Bella twins never had a rivalry by simply with this storyline with AJ Lee that the Bellas are now fine. Forget all about that. I don't want to be your sister. I'm ashamed of my sister and all of that. I shouldn't tell her. and the personal slave secretary stuff, we should all forget about that. That to me is stupid. When you make the fans forget about your stupid storylines, that becomes stupid to me. It just shows that WWE doesn't follow up their stories, and their stories right now don't mean shit. So, I'm not going to spend much camera time on this one. The final topic is the Great Release. Regarding a fact that I never mentioned about Great Khali being released. Regarding Great Khali, although I know why some people were happy that Great Khali was released, but to say I never liked Great Khali is kind of making me hypocrite, because in the first time that I see Great Khali, I love the Great Khali. I think the Great Khali was credible as this big, huge guy that if anyone messed with him, he could kick your ass. And I feel that until he was the Punjabi playboy, he had his purpose, his appeal, and value to the WWE, because one thing I feel in that time frame, WWE lacked those huge giants. I believe Big Show wasn't around that much anymore. So perhaps in 2007, Big Show was around in 2006, but in 2007 I feel that Great Khali had a little bit of its purpose. You know, the first time until he jobbed to Cena and basically much stink up the joint when WWE booked him as a babyface and made them lose to everybody. That to me was stupid. I liked Great Khali when he debuted, but was kind of happy myself when he's kind of released, talent-wise. I was about just as much happy to see Great Khali off of WWE as Alberto Del Rio, and that's the truth. So, enough of the chica checa. 6 rumors or topics discussed. Now it's time to flush this into toilet. Time to flush these topics right into sewer toilets. Here with you, 3, 2, 1, and be flush. Yeah, flushed all that WWE bullshit into sewer hell. So, this was the December edition of WWE Bullshit Flush by me, the WrestlingShuffler. Any thoughts about this bullshit? Comment in down below. Make your thoughts about this video known. If you like these kind of videos from me, support, share, spread the word, do what you can to make this channel of mine and my work shuffle and roll. The camera's out of its memory. This is WrestlingShuffler. I gotta say it.